Okay, I'm finally going to do this video. I really don't expect many people to come in, but if so, then as promised, I said I was going to do this video concerning how I am able to travel a few times a year. More than a few times a year, but multiple times a year, usually a few times a year. I said a while back that I was going to do this video, and time got away from it, and I was doing other things, of course, going live, doing other stuff than this. But I wanted to take this time to do this video now. Now, I did one of the things I wanted to do before I did this video was that I wanted to seek the permission of the gentleman who actually is talking on the video, who video this belonged to. So I did seek his a permission to do it. He gave me his permission to do it. So here I am doing it. It's probably definitely not going to be one of my high. It's not beef, so we already know how that works. But here it goes, because I said I was going to do it. So here it goes. Please hit the like button. And again, just letting you know right off the bat, this is not like a beefing video. This is how I and some others, this gentleman gave this information, and I and some others follow this information, and it works for us and help us do a few, be able to travel a few times a year. Just to give an example, this year coming up, 2024 coming up, I will be going on a cruise March, April. March and April. In May, I'm doing something. It's either going to be another cruise, or it's going to be to a resort. Either I'm maybe going to a private resort, um, a private resort. Uh, that's May. I'm trying to think as I'm talking. June, I have two things. I'm going to doing a week vacation with my mom for her 75th birthday, and the week after that I'm coming back and then doing Jazz Fest just a week or after that, and then that's just halfway through the year, and I know I have other stuff after that. So hey Miss Blackberry, hey Ari J. So as promised, let's talk about it. This is ain't no get rich quick, ain't no making money. This is you doing the work, saving the money, what most of you do anyway, but just adding a little bit more to it. At first I looked at it and I was like, well, I save my money anyway. You Iris Wagstaff, you booked on 5 cruises too, and I forgot my cruise in August. Y'all remember, you want to go on my cruise in August aboard the Independence of the Seas? Hit me up. So we save anyway, right? So at first I was like, I save anyway. And I really didn't pay much attention to it. But then I was like, well, let me try it. Let me try it. And it really was something that I deviated a little bit. I mean, you can fix it the way it's going to work for you. But here's the information. I don't want to make this longer than it needs to be. So let me go ahead and start it. And again, did get this gentleman's permission. He's fully aware that I'm doing it.
4 weeks.
Okay.
It's 5 different bank accounts, preferably from the same bank, because it's easier to transfer money from one account to the next. And listen, you can go to
and to be able to see this presentation a little bit better, if you take away the chat, and I know everybody like to see the chat, but if you take away the chat, it will make it a little bit bigger to you. Or if you minimize the chat, it'll make it a little bit bigger where you can actually see the presentation bigger.
any bank and just open up another account with $25, $30 or something like that, just to open up a savings or check-in or however you want to do it. All right, so it's real simple to open up these bank accounts, but you will need 5. And I know what you're saying, $500 a month, 5 accounts. I'm gonna show you 2 of the accounts. I'm gonna show you how this works. All right, so let's go back to that utilities account. That's the first account. Then you will have, once again, your personal bills account. Now, this third account, this is your personal savings / spending, the leftover money. This is the money that's left over. The fourth account, there it is, that vacation account. And then this is optional. This is something that we did, this home repair account. I'll explain this home repair account real quick. I did this in the last video, but I'm going to show y'all the thought process behind this. My wife came to me and saw an advertisement about, getting insurance on your appliances. And it was like $50 or $60 a month. So if anything breaks, they will replace it or repair it or whatever the case may be. Why are we going to give these people this money for 2 or 3 years in case something happens? We can put that money into our own account. And after 2 or 3 years, if nothing don't happen, we got some money in that account. And if something does happen, we can do it ourselves. Okay, so
really quick, this point that he's making on home repair, and I know a lot of people have a warranty plan or maintenance plan for their home for repairs. I because I am able to save well, I save that money, whatever money per month I would be putting into something like that, because though we get insurance, like it's by law you have to have car insurance, right? And if you don't have an accident, which is great, and you hope not to have an accident, but you're really paying for something that you're not using, right? Insurance is kind of works like that. You pay for something that you pay for a service that you hope that you never ever have to use, right? And even if you use the roadside service, you still ain't getting out of it what you put into it. So I agree with him when he said, look, whatever money we're going to pay for this home warranty to fix it plan, let's put that money in the bank ourselves or into some type of interest earning account ourselves. And then we're earning money for ourselves. And then if we need the account, the money is there.
That's the reason why we have a home repair account, but that's optional. But these two accounts on the bottom here, this money is not coming technically out of your pocket, even though it is. I'm going to show you the breakdown of how these two accounts will take care of themselves. All right, so let's get rid of these two accounts for right now, and let's go back up here and talk about these other bank accounts. So this is the money that's going to be coming from your paycheck. You're going to have to break this down. This is money coming from your paycheck. Now, for me, I'm lucky enough that I have direct deposits going into all of my accounts. So you will have money going into your utilities account. And again, you got to sit down and write down how much your utility bills are, how much your personal bills are. And you're going to have to come up with a number. And then the leftover is deposit number 3. Okay. Now, if you don't have, or if you're not allowed to do direct deposit to multiple accounts, just have your main check going into your utilities account. Then if you get paid on Friday, let's say Saturday, or I would say probably Monday of that following Friday, just do an automatic transfer for the amount that you would need into that account. And then that last transfer will just be money that you use to spend to get you through the week. All right. That's not going to be a lot, but hey, it kind of works for me. Now, let's just say your job said, well, you know what? I got a paper check. Same concept, same process. If you got a paper check, all you got to do is just set up those accounts, and on a Monday, Saturday, Sunday, whatever day you want to do after you get paid, just set up those automatic transfers to go into those accounts. All right, so y'all got it? So now you're going to find out the amount.
I'm live. Tell him I said hello. I apologize, y'all, for the interruption.
Of your utilities per month, you're going to find out the amount of your personal bills per month divided into 4 is 4 weeks, and your personal savings will be the leftover account. Okay, so let's look at a single person bringing home $500 a month. $500 a week. So now we're going to break down the money side of this thing, right? So let's just look at these 3 main accounts: utilities, the personal bills, and the leftover account / personal savings account. Let's look at all 3 of these right here. So once again, keep in mind, this is money that is coming directly from your paycheck. All right, utilities account. Now again, we're talking about $500 a week. So let's just say your rent and mortgage is $800. I'm just making these numbers up. If you more or less, you just got to adjust your own numbers. Let's say your light bill is, what is that, about $100? Let's just say $100. Some people less and more. I know. Just work with me. Cable internet bill, let's just say that's $150, and your water bill per month, let's just say that's $75. Now I'm just making these numbers up. So every week you would have to put into this account $281.25 out of that $500 that you're getting every week. So that's going to take care of all these bills. Now, I said this is stress-free. This ain't about balling out. This is about being stress-free. Now, your personal bills, let's say your car payment is $300. If it's less, that's good, but we'll just use $300. Now, if you got a car payment, you got car insurance. So let's just say that's $100. Again, we're just making up some numbers. Credit cards. Most people have 3 or 4 credit cards. Minimum payment is, $30, $40, $50. So I don't know if y'all making a minimum payment, but we'll just leave that at $150 for right now. So what that means is now you got to take this $281 and this $137 to take care of your personal bills account. That only leaves you with this amount right here, $81.25 a week. Now you might say, man, I can't live off of $81.25 a week. But I'm going to show you how this will actually be a little bit more money later on. But this is about living stress free. It's not about balling out. It's not about, going out and having a good time. That weekly 281.25 will basically add up to this right here. $1,125 a month. That's 281.25 times 4. All right. For your personal bills, that's going to be about $550 a month. Okay. Now, if it stayed that way, that 81.25, that will leave that 325. If you add these numbers up, it comes out to that $2,000 a month. Now, again, this is just what I'm using for this presentation to show y'all how this works. So the utilities is getting the bulk of your money, $281.25. Your personal bills, $137.50. And again, this is some leftover money, but this will be a little bit more. Let me talk about this home repair and this vacation account with this $500 a week. You remember I told y'all that this money is technically not coming out of your pocket. You don't have to worry about this. This is money that is going to be transferred from that.
And before he go into that, what I had to do with myself when I started this whole thing for myself, and again, all of us, he have to make up numbers because we don't know what everybody making, what everybody's bills are, what your bills is. But what I had to do when it came to that personal, the money that I was going to use to, to take care of myself and to go out and stuff, I found myself eating out less. When I found myself eating out less, I found myself losing weight. I'm conscious about what I buy. I can go into Walmart and I can see something and I can be like, oh, that's some cute little lotion. And then I think about, okay, you got about 15 different lotions under your counter in the bathroom already. Do you really need to add another one? Because you need to clean that, up under there out. And you start consciously thinking that way. And it begin to help other areas of your life. It helps you lose weight because you're eating out less. Probably help you not be an alcoholic or you're drinking less because you got less money in that personal account to blow because you're saving. You're not cluttering your house, buying a bunch of stuff that you're thinking at the time that looks great that you're not going to be able to have to use later. So there's so many things that you are doing that not only is helping you to be able to afford to go on vacation more often or whatever your goals is. It could be vacation. It could be another goal that you're trying to reach that you're saving for. So not only are you reaching that goal and putting yourself into a better financial state, but it dwindles over, for me, it dwindled over into other areas of my life of discipline. Hey, Gazelle, and everybody, hey, everybody that came in, thank you for coming in. Gazelle, the gentleman that's doing this presentation actually happened to be married. He's married, but he's just giving us an example. This is just an example. So he's doing it from a single person. So this presentation is not going to look the same for everybody, but it's a model. It's something to go by. When I started doing it, it didn't look the same. Did I do the 5 accounts? No, I had 4 accounts because I didn't do the home repair account. I didn't do the home repair account, but I really do need to add that account because that's my thing. I don't want to buy a warranty. I want to just save and earn the interest myself because of what I said earlier about insurance. Insurance is biggest ripoff ever happen. You're paying for something that you hope that never happens. But anyway, so again, what was I saying? So again, it looks different. So probably going into 2024, I'm going to add the 5 accounts. But at first I had 4 accounts. And of course it was different amounts of money going in. So my financial setup is as a single person. If you're married, your financial setup would be a married person. So even the guy who's doing the presentation, his how he was doing his didn't look exactly like this because he is a married man, which he said at the beginning of the presentation.
Utilities account. Well, you might say, well, how am I do that? There was no money left over in the utilities account. Let me show you what I'm talking about. But first of all, once again, I explained it earlier that home repair account is just for new appliances, to get repaired. And you can also use that money for anything you want. That's your money. If your car mess up, you can use it for that. The vacation account. That's the money we use. Like when we paying for our shuttle or Uber, me and my wife, if we want to go out to a nice dinner, I'm saying, we out of town. We don't want to go eat at Bojangles and Burger King and all that all the time. And we will eat there, but at least once, depending on how long we go, we got to sit down and spend about $80, $90, $100 in a nice restaurant somewhere that's not here in North Carolina, or somewhere that's different, experience something different. So we'll use this vacation money for that. Also, luggage fees when you go to the airport, that's in the vacation account. Also, we use it for deposits and payment on our trip. I just put together a 7-day cruise for April of 2024, and I didn't have to say,
which I will be on. I will be on that 7-day cruise for 2024. Sorry about that.
but with a credit card. She didn't have to ask me. The money was already in our vacation account. Now, we've been doing this for a few years, so the money is just kind of sitting there. Now, this home repair account, it's only $15 a week, man. $15 a week. You know what? That is $60 a month. This is actually the amount that we actually put into our home repair account, $60 a month. The other thing for the vacation account, $16.25. The reason why that number is, we put about $65 into our vacation. I think we may do 60 on both. Let me just break this down. Every year, for that home repair account, you will have $720 in your account. Now, you might say, well, that's not a lot of money if something messes up. But what if something doesn't mess up for 2 years? Now you got over $1,400 in that account. That might cover a refrigerator, or at least put half, depending on how fancy.
And this is something that he did not go over. In this repair account, and you don't repair anything. Let's say you don't repair anything. I know interest rates right now is not very high, but it may be a little bit, depending on where you pick to put these accounts, you may have earned some interest. It's earning interest. So it may be a little bit higher than that.
Refrigerator you won't. For your vacation, $780 in there at the end of the year. So let's just say if you start doing this in a year. Now, just when we go on our trips, that doesn't mean that we're going to spend all $780. So at the end of the year, $780, we may use $400 of this to go on our vacation. So this money carries over, and it builds up over the years. This money will build up over the years. So that's what I was talking about, that money not coming out of your pocket. So now let me show you where that money is coming from for the, let me get my laser pointer here. So if you look at these months right here, January, February, March, April, these are all the months. Now, you got 4 weeks. Remember the $2,000, that 500 times 4? Every quarter, most, and this is the calendar year, you're going to get that extra pay period if you get paid every week. See that $500? See that 500? See that 500? See that 500? That's $2,000 a year, because you got those extra pay periods in those months. So now let's look at that. You remember that $60 that was going into the home repair account, $65 that was going into the vacation account? That's $125 a month. If you do that 3 times, that's $125 all 3 months. That adds up to $375. That's why I said this money is getting transferred from the utilities account. You don't have to worry about it. Set these accounts up, and it automatically, you got $500 in there. You got $500 extra dollars in, I guess I should say, and you're only spending $375. Remember I told you that $81 you had left over? This is what, $125 extra. You can leave it in the utilities account. You can spend it. You can do whatever you want to do with it. So actually that $81 is more, because this is only costing you $375 out of that $500. Now, of course, I didn't do the numbers all the way down. It just basically repeats for every quarter. All right. So that's $2,000 extra that you're getting on your, that you're getting paid those 4 extra times. So that's why I said this money is just automatic. We don't even listen. We just let this money grow. It's automatically transferred out of our account, and we just watch it grow. So does that make sense? I hope y'all get what I'm saying here. That $375 out of that $500 is just sitting there waiting on you. Now, the last little bit of advice I want to show y'all about that traveling stress-free, it's nothing worse than coming home and your light bill is doubled up, or your water bill. All your bills are doubled up. If your light bill is $100 a month, all you got to do that first month is pay $10 over, right? Now let's just assume your light bill is $100 every month. You pay $110. They're gonna give you a $10 credit. So the next time your light bill come out, if it's still around $100, It's going to go down to $90. Keep paying this 110. Let me get my pointer here. Keep paying this 110, even though it's $90. Pay the 110. Now you're gonna have a $20 credit. So on, so forth, so forth. Keep paying that 110, and then that's after a year's time. You're gonna have a credit, a whole credit of $110. If this is when you're going out of town, and if this is when you're traveling a year later, when you get back, you won't have a bill. Now, you don't have to keep doing the 110. When you get down to here somewhere, you can drop that down to 75 or something, because you're still going to be up a little bit. So, but that's up to you how you want to do that.
Okay, so that's the whole thing. I'm glad that he only made it 11 minutes long, because sometimes our attention span is short. And I had to, when I set this up the first year that I did it, I had to look at his a couple of times and then incorporate how I was going to do it from mine. This year I will be incorporating, like I said, the home repair account, and I will be doing the extra thing on the light bill, because I hadn't been doing that. But I will be adding it. And I believe what that's going to make me do is stop leaving on lights, because I don't feel like going to turn those lights out, or stop running extra water just because I can. You know what I'm saying? It'll make me more conscious, because I'm paying a little bit more, and then that credit is adding up, and it's giving you getting you ahead of the game. And then if something happened unexpected, you got all that credit with the power utility power place. Now, here where we live, they will send you, once you add up a certain amount of credit, they will send you a check. So that check can go into your savings. How I know that is that when I was with my husband, when we were together, he was the type that always did that. Him and that guy from the same city. That must be a from where they from thing. But he would always do that, and we would, every so often, we would get a check, because you couldn't have but a certain amount in there. Like I said, I tried this myself. I've been doing this myself for a couple of years now, going into the third year doing it, and it works for me. It's not only me that's in this guy that's talking. He is the guy who is the promoter of the group travel that I do a couple of times a year. And a lot of people in the group have started following this, and probably, I want to say 50% of the group have paid their 7-day cruise on the Mardi Gras off already. It's been paid off months ago already. And the final payment is not due until, I think, January 15th or January 10th or something like that. But it's been paid off already. A lot of them have bought their airline ticket to Orlando already. They have all that taken care of. So the money that they take with them is not to finish paying off anything. Everything is paid off. So, again, this may work for you. It may not. I said I was going to bring this, and I wanted to bring it to everybody, because a lot of times people ask me, especially not so much on YouTube, I don't get teased about it. And I don't know if my sister's in here, but if she is, if you would drop down and confirm what I'm about to say. People often in my offline life on other social medias, they often tease me. How you taking all them trips like that? You got a sugar daddy? Your husband paying for all them trips? I get things like that. No. I save. I watch what I spend. I pay for trips in advance. This 7-day cruise that we're going on in April, he brought this out in 2022. Somewhere September, I think, 2022. It was even before we was going on our cruise that year. So we already knew about it. So we knew in advance. And so we, started putting the deposit down and then paying on it. So we knew in advance. So that's one thing. We plan way in advance. And then the other thing is that a lot of us save, and like, again, it makes us more conscious of what we're spending. and things like that. Somebody, Iris Ragstaff says, always buy travel insurance. You'll never know what can happen, and it comes in handy. A few years ago, also, flight attendants are talking of striking over Christmas. Glad you said that. The cruise I'm going on in March is a 5-day. I told y'all I'm going on one in March, and then the 7-day one is in April with this gentleman and his group. The one I'm going in March, that I can't remember how much my insurance was for the 7-day, but the one I'm going on in March is 5 days. That insurance was like $95, and that covers if something happens to me, them airlifting me off that boat. That covers if something happened to me, they won't have to leave me in Bahamas. There was a story where a couple got left in Mexico because or was it Bahamas? It was either Bahamas or Mexico because they rented some scooters or something, got hurt on them, ended up in the hospital, and they were telling them, look, it's going to cost $30,000 to get them transported from this hospital back to the United States. $30,000 because they did not have insurance. So insurance would cover that. It covers if my trip is canceled for whatever reason. It covers me on if the flight. I always go the day before anyway. I always go the day before when it's a cruise or something like that. But it covers stuff like that. So insurance, travel insurance used to be. Listen, it used to be a time I would not get any travel insurance, and not only would I not get any travel insurance, but I would go on my cruise, fly out the morning of. I don't do that no more. I haven't done that in many years because it's too risky now with everything, with canceling of flights and stuff like that. It's too risky. So hopefully that was helpful to somebody. I'll try to offer more of these, coming up to 2024. Y'all know this is time when people start making goals. And I always say, go into 2024 doing whatever it is that you want to do in 2024. Don't wait till January come like it's something magical going to happen when the clock turns around and the calendar say January 1. It don't happen. Go into the year doing it. Back in the day, they used to tell us, whatever you go into the new year doing, if you go into the new year and your house is dirty, your house going to be dirty all year. Y'all ever heard that? Or is that just a Southern North Carolina, my family thing? If you go into the new year and your clothes is dirty, do your laundry for the new year. You're going to be doing laundry all year. Do laundry. You're going to be doing your laundry all year. So hey, Melissa Scott. So go into the new year doing whatever it is that you think that you want to do in 2024, so you can go ahead and have that mindset. So what does that mean? That means that I said rather than having the 4 accounts, I'm going to do 5. That means I'm going to have to go ahead and have to set that account up Tuesday or Wednesday of next week so that I can be doing it before Gazelle. I actually have a trip planned. Just because I don't talk about it here, Gazelle, doesn't mean I haven't done it. But yeah, I have a Europe trip planned coming up in 2025. Yeah, and just because I don't talk about everything that I do here, don't mean I don't do it. I know I kind of a lot of people think I only cruise. Most people think that I only cruise, and that is certainly not true at all. But having said that, I only go places that I want to go. I don't go places so that I can tell people I've been there. I go places that I want to go. So yes, I want to go to Japan. I was supposed to go to Switzerland in 2020, August 2020. Y'all already know what happened in 2020. That was when the pandemic first hit. So all of my trips in 2020 got canceled, and then in December 2020 I couldn't take it no more. Went on a trip. Guess what happened, y'all? 13 of us went on this trip. We were staying in a house together. 8 of us came back with the COVID. So anyway, I just stuck with not going nowhere for 2020, but I'm here to tell a story, so I guess I'm okay. So yeah, Monday or Tuesday next week, I'm going to add that other account that I said I was going to add. And then, when I pay my light bill and pay a little extra, I should do it on my gas because I have utility bill, like we call it light bill, but I have electric bill and I have gas bill because I have gas and electric, but I might do it on both. But again, this is just a way to save so that you can be able to travel. I don't travel once a year, twice a year. I travel several times a year, and this is, for the most part, how I was be able to afford it a little bit more than previous times. I think I went over everything. No, I haven't. Gazelle might have, because Gazelle might have heard about the. It says, Cruiser, have you heard about the European travel forum to be implemented next year? I have not heard about that at all. Just my thoughts says, hello, Miss Cruz has just dropped in to say hello and listening to support. Thank you for coming in. Just my thoughts. Come on, go on that cruise. I'm gonna say that, right? Just my thoughts. I was. August Cruise, Independence of the Seas. Join us. Let's see if there was any other questions. Yeah, they didn't have any cruise insurance. Oh, I know they didn't have health insurance. And see, a lot of the health insurance is not even covered. Where was I going? I was going somewhere out of the country. And I wasn't going to get the insurance because I was like, hey, something happened. Because we were flying over. It wasn't a cruise. We was flying straight over. I can't remember where it was. But where was it? Was it Belize? Anyway, wherever it was, I said, well, maybe because y'all know, my husband's retired military, so I'm still on, and he's disabled, and he's disabled, and so I'm still on the insurance, right? I was like, okay, maybe they take the military insurance because it is military. They're like, no, we don't. You can go over there to that bad insurance. bad health place where we send the folks who come over here ain't got no insurance, like travels insurance. So yeah, they don't take your health insurance. For the most part, probably don't. And so hey, 300. So yeah, it don't cost a whole lot, y'all. And if you don't want to do it through the like if you're doing a cruise, or if you're doing if you don't want to do it through the cruise line, or if you don't want to do it through the flight, the airline, or the travel company, whatever, check with your, like with USAA. We can do it with USAA. If you carry an American Express card, you could, a lot of times American Express cover you for up to a certain point, but then you can get additional. Check with places like that to get the that's okay. That's the score. Appreciate that, 300. Check with places like that to see if you can get what price it. Now, the closer you get to the vacation, the higher it's going to be. The closer you get to the vacation, the higher the insurance is going to go up a little higher. So take care of that when you book. What else did I want to talk about? I guess that's all. But yeah, Gazelle, I definitely want to add more places to it. I'm still trying to get to Switzerland. I'm still wanting to go to Japan. Where else? But yeah, I don't worry. No worries. I don't limit myself. I have a whole list. And once I'm no longer working, Gazelle, if you go ahead and give me that application, then my time of when I can go won't be limited. But you don't want to give me that application, Gazelle. Anyway, but once I retire, then it'll be opened up more to where I can get to more places because I have more time, rather than having 5 days here, 4 days here, 6 days here, that type thing. Somebody would have to talk me into that, Gazelle. I would have to be talked into that. Yeah, I would have to be talked into that. A lot of times people go places not necessarily because it's somewhere they have researched, looked into, and desired to go. It's to say they've been there, or for, this may sound ignorant, but I'm black, so I should go to Africa. I'm a Christian, so I should go, to Israel. I ain't caught up with stuff like that. I'm not caught up with stuff like that. So you asked, so the honest answer to, will I say I won't go there? As soon as I say, nah, I ain't going there, then I'll be going there. Because that's how it's happened. As soon as you say you ain't going to do something, then you find yourself doing it. So I don't never say, well, I won't do. But I won't say, it could happen. But it's not one of the places that's on my immediate list. Just like, for example, Vegas. Vegas is not a place that I've ever desired to go. So right as I meant the week that the pandemic started, when they was shutting stuff down. That Sunday, we were supposed to leave for Vegas for a week. I was going to go with my mom, another group. Well, actually, my mom and her Lively Golden Girls was going with the gentleman that did this presentation in the travel group that we travel with. And a lot of them went on, but I didn't go because, of course, my mom and her Lively Golden Girls are older, and it wasn't wise for them at their age to go, and the pandemic was, gearing up, and they were shutting stuff down and telling us to wear a mask and all of that. So when we were supposed to go to Vegas, in a place that I said, well, I don't want to go, but my mom and her Golden Girls wanted to go, so I said, well, I'll go. I haven't gotten there. I haven't gotten there yet. Let's see, Gazelle said, my mother is a very dark-skinned black woman who looks like, oh, Lord, you're going to give me something, Lupita. My father's a white man from Brazil, so I embrace my heritage. And we should. We should. Both my parents is black. So I'm black mixed with black. People hate when I say that. I'm black mixed with black. Folks, that get on under people's skin when I say that. Jamie said, I have a friend that's moved to Africa. He claims it's the best decision he's ever made. I've heard people say that. Jamie, I've heard other people say that. Yeah, Africa isn't on my bucket list and really not interested in going there for real, for real. Ain't that nice that we can tell the truth about that? Because used to be, as a black person, you had better not say that. It's not a must that I go to Africa. Oh, is this a I'm going to tell the truth stuff? Used to be a time I wouldn't admit that. Get y'all a passport, and if you have to fly into the port, fly in the day before. Yes, because my mom, last year, was it last year? I think it was last year. They went on a cruise, and my sister and her husband they were going to drive, and it was right there in Orlando. So Orlando for us is about 10 hours, about 10 hours, and my mom, my dad, and my sister's mother-in-law, they were going to take a flight. Well, they get to and they was doing it the day before. They get to the airport. That's where they found out their flight's canceled. In fact, they were pulling into the parking lot and they got the text that their flight was canceled and there were no flights. So good thing they was going the day before, because all they had to do was, okay, we got to readjust. Let's go get this oil changed. And we about to drive. We're about to drive to Orlando, which is not a problem. My parents, my mom, like I said, she's turning 75 in June. My daddy is about to be 77, I think. And they still drive and get around well. Sometimes they get around better than me. So it was no problem. And then they had my sister's mother-in-law, and she enjoyed the ride. She was enjoying stopping along the way. So it turned out well. Fortunately, I have been to 7 African countries. Yeah, girl, you travel. So, I mean, when you are blessed to travel, it's a wonderful thing, and don't take it for granted. Now, with me, my parents love traveling. I happen to come from 2 parents who love to travel. So I had already, when I got married, I was used to traveling. When, I was 14 years old, during the summer, I was 14, 15, maybe 15, 14 or 15. I was put on a flight, and I took the flight by myself from North Carolina to California during the summertime to go stay with my sister, who's on Mayfair Air Force Base. And that's just one. We would, every Christmas we go to Miami because my aunt lived in Miami. My aunt and my oldest aunt and my oldest uncle lived in Miami. So we traveled a lot growing up. So by the time I married a military man, I was already used to it. But he, growing up, didn't travel anywhere. But he was, he's 7 years older than me. So by the time we got married, he was, had already did some more travel. But him growing up, he didn't travel anywhere. And so in the military, he traveled because he's in transportation. And he's 60 years old now. And he retired in 2006. So he was in there quite a long time. Jamie, are we cousins? That could be very well. Hit me hit me in the inbox if we cousins, because I done found some folks on here. Anyway, um, um, so with him, he don't like to travel anymore at all. I mean, I probably couldn't think of a country he ain't been to or a place he ain't been to. And he don't like travel at all no more. Now, I don't never think I'm going to get there. But the difference between he and I is he was forced to travel. He was home. He was deployed all the time. He was home maybe 5 months out of the year. So he was forced to travel. Me, I traveled because I want to. Other than, us getting PCS orders and new duty stations, I travel because I want to. So, some people they're blessed to travel more than others. I would have to ask him. Gazelle, you so funny. I would have to ask him. You know what? I didn't ask him that. He was just here. That was the interruption. I'm gonna have to ask him that. Have he been there? You're bad. I mean, he starts telling me different places. We was going somewhere one day and he was talking about something. I was like, "You been there?" He was like, "Yeah." I said, "That must have been before we got married, before we dated." And he was like, "No, that was right after Leslie was born." He had been so many places I can't even keep up. I didn't even remember. I don't even recall. Look, he packed that big black box, whatever that box was, and listen, he was transportation, so he had to go. Anyway, I've taken this longer than I wanted to. Let me see. Iris Waxdale says, "My mom gave me the love of travel. Also, even they were low income. Rest in peace. I have been to 48 of the 50 states and traveled abroad. Very thankful and grateful." It's a blessing. It's a blessing, and it opens your mind up. I think that's why my thoughts are the way it is about spirituality and religion. I think that's why I'm not traditional religious, because at a very early age, I understood that everybody didn't think the same. Everybody didn't live the same. Things could be different depending on where you are, and it makes you not so stuck in a box. And let me say this: Iris was saying that her mom gave her the love of travel. A lot of people wonder why I like boats and ships and yachts so much. My mother worked for Hatteras Yachts most of my childhood, and to see those yachts in production before they were done, and to go every year to where was that we used to go? It's going to come to me in a minute because it just left my mind where we used to go, but it wasn't really Hatteras. It was somewhere near that. To take those sales, it gave me a love for selling, and a love for ships and boats and yachts and things like that. So what you put in your kids is very important. You give them love for something beyond, the norm. It helped broaden their mind, in my opinion. So with that, thank y'all so much. I was expecting like 4 or 5 people in here. So thank y'all for, staying for this presentation. I know it ain't exciting as what goes around this community, or as we call it, sector of YouTube. But this is good too. This is good. Let's see. Yes, I'm Miss Our Outer Banks, living here in DC. Yeah, it's, yeah. So thank y'all for coming in, and hopefully, hey, Miss Diva One. Congratulations to Miss Diva One. Congratulations on your accomplishment, honey. You put in the work. Gazelle, if you love me, you'll send me that application. I'm persistent. I'm just teasing you with you, Gazelle, unless I need it later. But hey, Catherine Powell. But congratulations to Miss Diva One, Mrs. Diva One. You've been working hard, girl. You deserve it. You accomplished it, and you done it. You fussed your way all the way through it, but you did it. I'm living through my sister in Italy right now, girl. Okay. But you can get. Oh, I would love to go. Now, Italy is another place. What was that movie I watched last year? Some of it was in Italy, and some of it was here. But it was a movie about a couple, and I think the girl was black. Yeah, she was black, and she went to Italy to do something. I need to watch the movie again because I done forgot some of it. But she went to Italy to do something in dance, was it? Or was it something in the arts? Maybe drawing. And when she got there, she ended up falling in love with the guy from another part. I need to watch the movie again because I done forgot. And that's when I found out that Italians in one part of Italy discriminate against Italians in another part of Italy. Are y'all familiar with that? I don't know whether it was The Godfather. Was it The Godfather? I'm gonna put it on my community board when I found out what the movie is. It's a good movie. It's really a movie about love and romance. A beautiful movie. It's gonna make you yeah. Oh my God, that movie was so good, and I cried so hard. And I thought about that movie. Stayed with me for so long. But she was a black girl. She went there. She met this guy, and he was a chef. He cooked. He was a chef. And that's when, like I said, that's when I found out that how the Italians in one, and what is it? Oh, it's gonna bother me. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I'm gonna look up this movie. Give me a minute. Y'all talk amongst yourself. I'm gonna look this thing. I think this is it. I think this is it. It says it's from okay. The true story of a love and loss inspired the new Netflix series From Scratch. So it wasn't a movie; it's a Netflix series. Houston native, I think her name is this Timby Locke. Discusses her memoir of losing her husband and finding and healing in the warmth of his Sicilian mother. Yeah, that took it straight to the end. But yeah, that's what it is. It was called. It was a Netflix series, and it was From Scratch. I thought it was a movie because I spent the whole weekend watching it. It was so good. Mrs. Blackberry. That it was so freaking good. And it was emotional. Yeah, that's what it was, Detroit 313. Oh my goodness, talking about I'm a romantic. I love and romance. I love and romance. That's why I got, a husband and 4 boyfriends, because I love and romance. That's a joke. But that thing, mm, and you thought that after one particular thing happened, that was it, but it wasn't it. That wasn't it. Then she kept going to continue on with the family. Oh my God. But what was it? It was the Sicilians, and where were they? Was it from the Italians from the north, was it? And the Italians from the south, which was with Sicily? They discriminated against, even when he came to the United States and he was qualified, and that Italian, he went to that Italian to get a job, and the way that man played on him like that, it was like, whoa, talking about colorism. What? Talking about racial divide within the same race. Black folks think we're the only one deal with that, but watch this movie. If you like stuff like that, watch this movie. It was really good. But anyway, Detroit, honey, I was sitting up there crying too. It was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful story. It was a beautiful story. And it's based on a true story. Then I went and found the actual people, and read that and cried some more. because I'm a big crybaby and cried some more. But anyway, thank y'all for hanging out with me. I need to get going here because I need to get dressed for this little holiday party that I'm going to, because y'all know I like to get it in on the weekend. Anyway, y'all have a good one. Thank y'all again for hanging with me. Be blessed. I'll see y'all around these YouTube streets.